Hey YouTube! I am doing this on my iPad, so it's kind of a funny position, but we'll survive. I decided for my second video that I will explain the process of how I connect with my higher self and how I channel spirits, angels, and entities of higher consciousness. So I had a really bad concussion in March 2015. I fell off a horse and had to withdraw from university to heal. During this time, I had a lot of downtime, and I went through quite a bad depression. Okay. And I decided that I didn't want to feel this way anymore. And so I really started to explore why I was depressed. I've been in and out of depression since I can remember. I was the child that wanted to please everyone and be a perfectionist and do this and that, but inside I felt hollow. I felt like there was this void in me, like I could never be happy no matter what I achieved or got. It was superficial and not long lasting. So I decided to go on a process of discovering what caused me to depress. What is depression? Why do I feel so bad? Why do I feel that the world was so bleak? And through this process I started on my own, I discovered the whole universe of things I did not know. So enough about that. I am going to read you a poem I wrote. Because what I would do is I would write a poem or a quotation, and then the next day or later on that day I would look and reread the poem, and then I would start writing just my thoughts and feelings about that poem. And then around that time, 1 or 2 paragraphs in, I would start getting information, advice, downloads from different consciousness that I can channel, and I realized that these were not my thoughts, these were not my ideas, because I never comprehended them before. There's no way I could do this myself because I didn't never come across that information before. And it was kind of fun. And then I did research and I discovered it was called automatic writing. Yeah. So I was able to channel spirits. It was pretty fun. So I'll just read you a little bit of a poem I wrote, and I'll show you the channeling after. Here I lay, alone. No one talks to me. No eyes look my way. Now I have nothing to say. The shadows grow and shrink. The painted walls throughout yesterday, nearly invisible, dust specks, sun rays. The silent drone of time passes through my ears via the pulse of my heart. There is no love here. Support and care is non-existent. Beige walls and locked doors. How can everyone ever recover? I am so tired, but my mind is racing. I want to sleep forever. My thoughts want eternity to ponder. So that would be my own poem. That would be my own creation. And then the next day, I would just sit on my bed, meditate, relax, and start writing my feelings about that poem. And this is an example from that. Through her inner innate knowledge, truth. She will rediscover her truth and pathway to fulfillment in this lifetime. Do not force this upon her, as it will cause resistance. Patience will be a virtue here. Love and live truthfully, for you are on your own path towards divinity. Love and discover happiness in showing this knowledge of light through the source. The future awaits your path of success towards the light. Listen within yourself for the answers, and knowledge will flow from within. You are not alone anymore. You are never alone, dear one. You are just blocked from within. With letting go, you shall find the freedom you so desire and deserve, dear one. Now, go and seek your path of love, light, and divinity. So that one, I don't think actually belonged to that poem, but it's still a sample of a channeling. Sometimes channeling are really short. It would be just a couple sentences. Other channelings are like 20 pages. This one is another channeling. Actually, I think this one belonged to that poem, so I'll read this one too. Believe in yourself, dear one. Trust your inner intuition and your choices. This life is meant to explore the different aspects of human experience and insights thereof. Doubt causes fear, which leads to choices of pushing away positive experiences that you do want to experience. By doing choices that create a flow of positive energies, you create opportunities that will lead you to your true path of oneness with self and light. Feel your emotions, but don't analyze so deeply. That's where I was. Emotions tell you how you are aligned to your true self. Take comfort in this knowledge. And it kind of just goes off into chicken writings. I'm not going to try to decipher it right now. But after the channeling, I would reread it again, and I'd always gain a life lesson or connections with how I was feeling at that moment. And through those connections and insights, I could discover why I was feeling so negative at that moment. Then I would take that emotion, say bleak depression, and then I would spin it completely around and make it positive through the insights I just learned. So it goes poem, channeling, learning the insights and lessons that the channeling gave me, and then rewriting those emotions through those insights I was just given. So this is the third part. I am grateful to be broken, to be fragile and shattered. I am grateful to feel pain, sorrow, rejection, self-hatred, and suicidal ideation. The journey into the unrelenting darkness has allowed me to discover the journey to happiness. The journey to happiness has given me immense joy, self-love, hope, abundance, and an overall sense of calm, and most importantly, love. How could I ever expect to know these wondrous things, and how truly wondrous they are, if I've never felt the level of bleak darkness before? And so, with that third part done, I would feel at ease with the knowledge I learned. without the shadow side, you wouldn't be able to appreciate the light. And I learned I needed to just really go deep within myself. It doesn't have to be painful, and the key is not to force it. Just let the emotions that you are experiencing do their thing, and when you listen to your emotions, you gain the most insightful knowledge that no textbook person or anything could give you. Your true knowledge is really within yourself and within higher unity consciousness. I wrote hundreds of these. Maybe I'll write a book. So I would write a quotation or a poem on how I was feeling at the moment. Then I would do the channeling, emetic writing, analyzing, and then after that, maybe a couple of days after, a couple of weeks after, I would reread the channeling and create a new paragraph of my own with the insights and knowledge I gained and the lessons I learned from that. And so that's my process of understanding parts of my consciousness. So I'll just read you one more, and then we'll call it a day. Let's see. Let's pick the next page. So this is another channeling. Not sure what poem, but we'll just read the channeling. Okay. I could only recover from my depression through action. I decided to analyze why, say, I don't put my clothes away. Why do I do this to myself? This is about clutter and disorganization in a messy room. I was analyzing why I did not have the motivation to declutter and just be clean. Like, why did I want to live in this mess? So this was what this channeling was about. So I could only recover from my depression through action. I decided to analyze why don't I put my clothes away? Why do I do this to myself? I discovered I was self-sabotaging my own success because I was afraid to succeed. I was afraid to succeed because that meant I would have self-love, which I didn't at that time. I didn't have self-love because if I did, it would mean that I would have grown into a vision of me which I did not perceive to be the truth. So basically, if I went through the things I wanted, a clean house, a decluttered area, it would mean that I loved myself. It's a sign of self-care, self-worth, but I did not feel those emotions. I truly hated myself, and this is unconsciously. So I would make messes and live in them because I felt that was what I was worth. I wasn't worth having a clean room because I hated myself, basically. And by living in a cluttered room, it just unconsciously proved to myself that I wasn't worth doing something for myself. And those were just like unconsciously validating those emotions. If that makes sense. I'm kind of going off topic here. I think that's good for today. Kind of ain't into this YouTube thing, but okay. Have a good night.